Hey folks, welcome back to MusicalConman plays Slay the Spire. Today, we're going to do something a little different. So, I went and edited the game file a bit, and we're going to play another Ironclad run. But, let's see. Ascension. So we could have elites spawn more often. We have normal enemies deadlier, elites deadlier, bosses deadlier, heal less, start each run damage, normal enemies are tougher, but what if we went up? Elites are tougher, bosses are tougher, start each run cursed, fewer potion slots, less upgraded cards, less money from bosses, less max HP, worse events, more expensive shops, more difficult movesets and abilities for normal enemies, and elites, and bosses, and also at the end of Act 3 we have to fight 2 bosses. You know, just a slight increase in difficulty. What if we just jump straight to Ascension 20? See how it goes. So now, I'm going to stop winning every run. And I'm going to start doing my best to survive. So, okay. So this will be kind of fun. Alright, Relic, Gold, Boss Swap, Transform. Let's see what we got here. We do have an immediate shop. So one option, if we took 250 gold, is we could attempt this shop and then see if it gives us something strong enough to fight a super elite. If not, we could go campfire, and 1 elite. Here, we could go immediate shop and we could have an elite before a campfire. Then we could have up to a 3 elite act, but there's a lot of hallway fights in there. We'd like to do hallway fights early and question marks later, but it looks like this act is kind of the reverse. We could also just take a common relic. 250 gold is kind of a choose your own relic. And the nice thing about this path is we can decide if we feel strong enough to do a elite fight before a campfire, after we buy something with our money. There isn't really a great path otherwise. I don't know about this path, because if we don't feel strong enough to fight the super elite, we only get to fight 1 elite and 2 campfires later, and that's a lot of hallway fights in a row. I'm kind of worried about that. The common relic, and let's see what we get at the shop. So, I don't think this is a super elite act, unless we get something really good, and I'm not willing to commit to that yet. So, Cultist. So Cultist has 53 health. We only have 68 health now instead of 80, because we started with less and then we gave up more. Alright, so Cultist dealing 6 damage. We are going to take 1 here. But now the Cultist has 5 ritual. So every turn it gains 5 strength. So next turn we know we're drawing 3 strikes. So with that in mind, we can just defend, and strike. Oh, and the other thing I didn't mention about our deck is we start with a Cinder's Bane now. It's a curse. It is unplayable and ethereal, and it cannot be removed from our deck. So, basically just we draw it once, then it goes away, but the first time we draw it, it's bad. Not terrible, it doesn't do anything, it's just on the first time through our deck, at least once, we don't draw a card. So you can see this thing has 10 strength already, which is pretty rough. So you can see why we wanted to kill it quickly. Okay, a flex potion makes me really interested in a whirlwind. It can really help with some elites. And whirlwind's a pretty good card for a lot of early fights. Alright. Big shop. We could take an Apotheosis, but that's a big investment. I like a Hemokinesis. It's big damage early on. That supports going to multiple elites. We could just do a Mango. Get our max HP back. Kind of funny. Potion Belt and Clockwork Souvenir tend to do a lot. I do like the Combust. So these would not be fight a bunch of elites relics. These don't really help with that. These would just be slow scaling relics. Clockwork Souvenir is often quite good, but often doesn't help. It's not necessarily reliable. Taking these 2 health loss cards would be 121. Then that's 289. So we can't afford all that. But these 2 would be 339 plus 44. We cannot afford those and that. Okay. I think we do want the Hemokinesis. Lose 3 HP, deal 14 damage is just really helpful against early bosses. I don't think we're going to go for the mango here. I think if we have a combust and a whirlwind, our AoE is kind of taken care of for a while, but that doesn't mean we have to do that. It's between Potion Belt or Clockwork Souvenir. And then I think we can card remove and combust. That would be 152. No, we can't do that. And one of these. We were like 3 gold short of that. If we're going to be doing a bunch of hallway fights this act, if taking Potion Belt would let us save up for the boss if we think we're strong enough. I'd like a combust. I think if we have a whirlwind, that helps a lot for our AoE needs. Removing a strike is a little aggressive. Let's take more damage right now. Since we made a choice that is very long term and gives us no immediate benefit, I don't think we can afford to do that again with the card remove. So, if we defend, we take, we're being attacked for 18, so we take 8. If we just whirlwind, we take 12. If we flex potion whirlwind, we block all the damage. But then we give up our flex potion, which is pretty valuable. This thing does die to 1 Hemokinesis. So I think the play is actually, let's play 1 defend, and then we either bash this one, or defend strike it. I think let's try defend strike. So we'll take 8. We take a little more here. Okay, so we take another 3 and another 7. So it might have been better to just whirlwind both of them. But we get through the fight. So we took 18 that fight. But we'll heal 6 back. Carnage is big and good. Then we've got... we do kind of have a Hemokinesis. Anger is also nice. Shrug It Off is a really good card to add, but I don't know if we have enough damage for it. Because we want to think about, are we going to fight this elite? And what would we want to have in order to fight an elite and then do the campfire, and then do all these hallway fights? First, or fight the elite, then do this campfire. That seems like too many elites to survive. But if we were going to do that, we would need a lot of damage. I think Carnage is going to help us in a lot of early hallway fights. But if we could upgrade Whirlwind, we could deal 20 damage to 1 enemy for 3 energy. Well, 24 really, but... I think Carnage is still good, but I wonder if Anger might help us more because we already have good ways to spend energy. I'd like to be able to end some hallway fights quickly. I'm close to taking Shrug It Off there. But even just a little bit of, you know, having one more card that we can draw and just deal with this fight quickly. Whirlwind is another one. And that heals us 6 HP, which is great. Disarm is often very easy to take as long as we've got some early damage, which we do. Disarm is going to be hugely helpful against Hexaghost. It's hard to have too many copies of Disarm. Okay, so this is an example of events being worse, this thing used to start at lose 3 HP. Now it starts at lose 5. I'm totally fine skipping this elite. Let's play this once. Okay, 6 HP is a little worse. I tend to get in a trap with this thing where once I start playing it, I have a hard time stopping. But each time I think it's worth it. Okay, so this is losing half our health for a relic. Yikes, this is a lot. Yikes. I shouldn't do this, but I can't resist. Okay, I can no longer become frail, so I took a relic instead of a card upgrade, basically, because now I have to rest. Because I do not feel strong enough to live through these hard hallway fights. We'll see if that was worth it. Give me Whirlwind. No Whirlwind. Strike, strike will not kill any of them, so it's defend, defend, and let's disarm the one with the most health. These are gonna weaken us, I believe. The gray ones make us frail, yeah. Weak is a bit of a problem, because now this only deals... doesn't kill them. This seems like a very crucial flex potion. We are in the hard hallway fight territory. Get new potion. And I'm very into Battle Trance. Battle Trance is a really good card. Draw 3 cards for 0 energy is very helpful at getting exactly what you need in your deck. So we could Carnage and defend. We could also disarm, defend to block a little more. So if we block a little more, we could combust. But like, I think dealing 20 damage immediately is just worth more. So we'll take 9 and we'll just try to end the fight. So we can deal 14, 20, 25. That's not enough, but we can deal 14. And hopefully end it next turn. Alright. We're through the hard hallway fight. Burning Pact is good, but I don't think we have the defense ready for it. I'll take a Ghostly Armor. Alright, we have to fight an elite. Let's do it after a campfire. Bottled Lightning. Bottling a Battle Trance seems pretty good. I don't think there's much downside to doing that most of the time. Alright. So we could deal 34 damage to one target. If we did a Distilled Chaos here, what are the hits? Defend is good, Ghostly Armor is good, Combust is good, Bash and Whirlwind are good, and Strikes are neutral. I think this is a pretty good Distilled Chaos. It has a good chance of blocking for us, it has a good chance of allowing us to kill an enemy. Okay, so we got Combust and 12 damage to that one, so now 20 and 14 and Combust kills it. So that was a good potion. We took 4 and we blocked 11. Alright, we can deal 17 damage to this thing. Let's just full block it. Combust does a little more, so we've now taken 5, I guess? And we'll heal up to 1 more than we were before. We get a new potion. Fire Breathing. Whenever you draw a status or curse, deal damage to all enemies. We only have the 1 curse. This thing is going to add a lot of statuses into our deck. But then after Hexaghost, what are we going to do about that? Are we going to try and find cards that deal curses? We already have ways to deal damage to all enemies. And I think Disarm is enough to kill Hexaghost. So do we want Warcry or not? Warcry would be good if we had a lot of 2-cost cards. We just have 2.5. So I'm going to say skip here. Alright, then the other question is, do we upgrade or rest? I think with 2 potions we can afford to upgrade. So let's think about the elites we're fighting. Against Lagavulin or Gremlin Knob, I think Bash is the clear best choice. Against Sentries, it's Whirlwind. Absolutely. But I think Bash is just a really good upgrade. It's just going to give us 3 turns of increased damage. Alright, we got Sentries. We got our Combust in our opening hand now. And I think we can... I hate not to play Carnage. But it's very important to play Combust, right? Because this deals 15 damage every turn versus 20 once. Or 15 once. So Carnage will evaporate out of our deck. I really would have liked to draw that on a different turn. This is probably a good turn for a skill potion. Yeah, we didn't draw our ghostly armor, so we're getting whacked here. 15 to all is not going to kill any of them. Let's see what we get here. Okay, 2 strength would let us deal 21 to all. Battle Trance might let us draw some block. None of these are that good. I guess it's the flex. Do we want to deal 21 and not block whatsoever? 26 with that. So then we'd take 20, but we would basically win the fight. But we would be in a lot of pain. We could also take 10 and deal 7 to everything, but the fight lasts longer. So if we deal 7 to everything, then that middle one's at 29. Combust, and then Combust next turn brings it down to 19. So next turn we could strike, 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 and not kill it. We really want to kill that one next turn. No, we have a ghostly armor, so we don't have to kill that next turn. So then this would also be at 19. So we could strike, strike, and ghostly armor, bringing it to 7, and it dies not immediately to Combust, but it gets close. But we take 20, right? Okay. Well, this is the line where we don't take 20. If we take 20 right now, the fight is pretty much over. I think we can take a little less than that. So if we did defend, flex, and did 14 to everything, then Combust pretty much wraps it up. And we take 5 less. I think this is the right break point. So we're down to 15 health, but this thing is dead. Strike, strike. Combust does it. Then we get that thing a little lower. So we just need one more attack to deal with either of those. Well, one more attack to deal with this. Okay, and we got Whirlwind, so that solves the fight. Okay, so we're down to 20 health, but we got a Happy Flower, and we get to choose between 2 rares. So whenever you gain block, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. Bludgeon for 32 is just a really big card. And with 3 vulnerable, it's a lot. It kind of replaces the Carnage, except that we'd still have the Carnage. Juggernaut just isn't good until we have cards that gain us block on a regular basis, like Metallicize or Feel No Pain. And I think Bludgeon is still good in our deck. Like, it's good here, for example. Well, it doesn't actually split it, does it? That's a shame. Bash. We can disarm, defend, and strike. I want to minimize damage taken this turn. So that would take it to 36, which does not split. This we take 7 and it goes to 38, or we take 5 and it goes to 62. Going to 62 seems unacceptable. So which deals more damage? 10 right now, or vulnerable for the next 2 turns? Vulnerable deals 9 extra damage from Whirlwind, 7 extra from Hemokinesis, and 3 each extra from Strikes. I think vulnerable is going to deal more damage here. So we'll take 7. Would have been really nice to have a Happy Flower on that turn, but we're just trying to live here. Okay, this deals 21, bringing it down to 33, which is just barely a split. Combust would be a good power here. Next turn, worst case scenario, we have 18 damage to it. So if we just did 18 now, it would go to 40, and then we could split at 22. If we do this, it goes to... So that's 14 damage. So that goes to 34. And then it goes to... Wait. 44. Then it goes to 39. This deals a little more, so if we do this, and then this, it goes to 35, which is the perfect not quite split. So we take 1 damage from Combust, and now we get 4 energy, and we can do a big split. Hemokinesis is feeling a little dangerous at our current level of health, but we don't have another option. I think we take a lot more damage if we don't play it than if we do. So we're down to 8 health. But we have 1. Hopefully we can draw 2 attacks here. Cool, so we don't have to lose 1 more. So we got a bunch of damage here. These things would scale with strength, but I don't think we really need any of these. We need health. We cannot afford to fight that elite right now, so we fought 2. No, we fought 1 elite this act. We had a lot of hallway fights, it was kind of difficult. Purple fire spirits, so we could offer... We could give up bludgeon and get more max HP and a full heal. That's really something to consider. We could also offer up carnage and get a full heal, since we have bludgeon. Or we could just get rid of a strike. I really want the healing before this boss, because then we can actually take an upgrade. I'd love to upgrade disarm here. I almost always just give up a strike to get rid of it, but I think here it might actually make sense to give up a very good card so that we don't die. I think bludgeon is better than carnage, and it's a better upgrade, and I don't think we need to get the max HP right now. So, sucks to lose carnage, but now we're able to upgrade for the boss fight. It's definitely disarm against Hex Ghost. There's a chance we could have upgraded and won with only 14 health, but I did not feel confident about that. Okay, so we're playing disarm. We want other cards to play. So bash, disarm, lose ghostly armor. I think that seems reasonable. So now this turn it's going to be attacking for it would normally be attacking for 36. Now it's attacking for 18, and I can handle that a little better. Deal 18 damage ourselves, but it doesn't block. Alright, we'll get that combust in play. Defend and do as much damage as we can. You know what? It's only attacking for 3. It might have been correct to not defend there. Alright, no longer vulnerable, which is a shame. But we block, we strike, and we strike. Next turn we get Happy Flower, so maybe we'll get to bludgeon and defend. So bludgeon would deal 32, so we could deal 44 this turn. We could also deal 10 plus 21 is 31, and then another 7 is 38 with 3 vulnerable. Sorry, bludgeon. You shouldn't hang out with Bash. Bash does more damage than you. So we did slightly less damage, but now we do more damage every turn. Okay, it's on 3, so it's the defend turn. Let's reshuffle our draw pile and get some better stuff. Bludgeon, now it's your time to shine. From 32 to 48. Aren't you glad you were patient, Bludgeon? Alright, so we're just going to get hit here, and that's fine. So we deal 14, but it's not vulnerable next turn. we always do this. So we can deal 14 or we can deal 15 and apply vulnerable, and when you put it that way, I don't know why it took me so long. Alright, so we've taken a little more damage, but we just keep hitting it. Wow, yeah, this boss fight is wrecking us. But we are getting through it. And 48 is almost there. Then we die. Alright, Mind Blast will do it. Okay, so 22 damage plus 48. Whew. We needed all that health. Alright, max HP. It's awesome. I'm going to drink it now because we're going to heal based on our max HP. And this is a very interesting choice. So Demon Form, solve our damage problems. Offering is very hard to turn down. So Demon Form gives us scaling. It's very good with Whirlwind. Offering helps us play cards like Bludgeon. It helps us play a big Whirlwind. It does lose us a lot of health. But Demon Form loses us a lot of health because you spend a whole turn not playing anything else. I would like a Demon Form, but I think with a Bludgeon and a Hemokinesis, we're doing okay on damage for now. We need to survive, and I think Offering helps with that. Honestly, energy at the start of your turn is great. Losing on this potion belt would really suck. Empty Cage, if there isn't anything we want to remove. I rarely take Burning Blood, but when our only energy relic is Sozu, and we have a potion belt that's empty, I think Black Blood might actually be helpful. Heal 12 at the end of combat, so let's give it a shot. So we're still at 3 energy, which does suck, but we're going to help ourselves survive a little better. Do I think we can beat a Super Elite right now? No. But we do want to go to a shop. And if we don't want to go to a Super Elite, we can go shopping again. This path is Elite, Campfire, Campfire, Elite, Campfire, Elite, and then a bunch of hallway fights. This way does not have a lot of campfires. If we do the Super Elite, we either have to do the other one or get no campfires. Yikes. But this is 3 hard hallway fights, and this is the only path that has events. So I think we're going to hope for a good shop here. Alright, Disarm is nice against these enemies. I don't know if I want to Battle Trance here. I'd love to draw Combust or Whirlwind, I guess. Or just get these out of the way, that's fine. So these things take half damage from attacks. So Bludgeon is not as good as it might normally be. So I could disarm this one, but I think I want to disarm one of the ones that's gaining strength. Really keep it not a problem for a while, and if that's the case, I think I want to block here. Do I want to deal 7 damage or prevent 1? Well, I didn't mean to release the mouse, but I did, so I guess that's my choice. That's not the one I would have attacked, by the way. It would have been this one. Alright, we got Whirlwind for 4. Thank you, Happy Flower. This will knock all of them down. Considering the amount we're being attacked for, I don't think there is any option that is better than that. Shout out to Whirlwind. I was kind of thinking we might get Offering into Whirlwind that could do that as well. I don't know if we need to Offering now. Okay, so if we did an Offering, we would Ghostly Armor, Combust, and Strike. So this one would die, and they're all getting it back up next turn. I think we can keep our 6 HP. Yeah. Oh, wait. Actually, I didn't even need to attack that. This turn, they're all getting back up. So that they die to Combust, hitting twice. This is not cut in half by their abilities. And what do you know? We get to take 1 less damage from Combust. Cool. Alright. Clothesline. Applying Weak is really good. Shrug it off, though. It just gives us front-loaded block in a way we are kind of desperate for. I think That's the play here. Alright, Chemical X is very good with Whirlwind, but I don't know if that's a good enough reason to take it when we haven't even upgraded our Whirlwind. Uppercut for 39 gold gives us weak and vulnerable. It's pretty hard to say no to, even with our low energy. Gremlin Horn is really good in multi-enemy fights, but I think we've got the Whirlwind and the Combust to help us deal with that. So we could do Bag of Marbles, Chemical X, that would bring us to 341, and we cannot quite afford Uppercut. I think Bag of Marbles is not really a must here. Discovery is not a bad card at all, but it's very unpredictable because you don't know what you're going to see, because it can be any type of card. Power, skill, attack. It's hard to say if you're going to get something you like, but you usually do get something you're glad to have. I think the Uppercut is a yeah. I think the Bag of Marbles is a yeah with a Bludgeon and a big Whirlwind in our deck. Then I think we remove a card and buy a potion. Let's get rid of a Strike. And what potion helps us live? A block potion is good, but with Burning Blood, it's a little better. If we're gonna fight this super late, I think an attack potion might just help us kill it before it kills us. Let's take an event, see how we like what we get. So this takes off an artifact. Let's draw some cards. Alright, this takes off the remaining artifacts. And it does more damage than anything else we would play. And we just deal another 14. I think Burning Blood is actually really going to be a great relic for us. Now we can safely disarm, so that's good. And Combust is going to deal more damage than Strike, and I think it's worth it. Healing 12 every fight makes it a lot easier to do things like play Combust. It would have made us frail, but that doesn't happen now. It's doing 8 times 2 instead of 11 times 2, so I like that. So if I Offering it, we take 6, but it probably blocks at least 3. We always bash, right? It has 63 health, so I think this is going to be a good idea. I want to play Offering before I play Bash, because this is going to reshuffle my draw pile, and I don't want to draw Bash again. Alright, cool. Bash into Bludgeon is 48. That almost does it, but it doesn't, does it? So 53. Wait a second. Perfect. Alright, and we're back up to 66 health. True Grit Plus. Gain 9 block, exhaust 1 card. It's front-loaded block, it gets rid of stuff we don't like. I like an Armaments too. Armaments is good, don't get me wrong. But True Grit Plus, I'm really enjoying that controlled block. Okay, let's draw some cards. So we could kill this one, but then that buffs that. Shame, we didn't get any of our good block cards. I think disarming this one is a definite must. It does multi-attacks and stuff. If we make it weak, it goes... I think we always do that. Let's just get it out of the way. If we make it weak, it goes from 18 to 13, so that blocks 5. But just doing this blocks more. I don't think we need an attack potion because I don't think we're planning to kill that this turn. So do we block or do we just get hit? I think we block. So we'll take 14. We can deal with this with a Bludgeon if we want to. Alright, Offering is really good here. So if we Bludgeon this thing is going to attack for a lot more, but we got a Ghostly Armor. We could also do this for 25, which is kind of cute, but I don't think it's better than just killing that. So we block for most of it. Do we want to just keep blocking? Next turn we've got good defense. Combust is a lot less good against this plated armor. I think I'm going to take a risk here and say maybe we can block 3 in a good way. Alright, so we'll take the Hemokinesis damage. Now we'll draw a card. And we could True Grit and Strike, but I think Making it weak and dealing 13 damage is pretty good. If it's weak, that blocks 3 and a bit, rounding up, so it goes down to 8. Cool. Oh, it goes down to 10. What am I talking about? Yikes. So how did I get 8? So 25% of 12 is 3. So then rounding down, 13 minus 3 and a bit. I thought that would go down to 9, but I guess it goes to 10. Still, taking 2 I think is perfectly reasonable here. 4 times 2 is a lot better than 7 times 2. Okay. I think Bash is in order. Next turn we get our Ghostly Armor. We could also just defend, Hemokinesis. Take 3 HP to remove 1 plated armor. But I think let's just bash and defend. We're slowly going to chip through that stuff. Alright, we get a Ghostly Armor, which is good. We get a defend, so we take another 3. And we're not going to get through that block anyway, so we'll play a Combust. It might help. It's trying to make us frail, but Turnip is actually doing a lot of work for us. So 21 damage seems like a must. Let's see what else we got. We can full block. I think we're ready to get rid of defense, maybe? It's time to kill it. So we could apply 3 vulnerable, or we could take off 2 more plated armor. With a bludgeon coming up, I think the vulnerable is very, very valuable. Because now we can do that. Alright, we're back up to 42. We can take a Cleave for AoE. I kind of like an Armaments. We have a lot of important cards that aren't upgraded. If we can play an Armaments on a Whirlwind, a Combust, an Uppercut, a Bludgeon, sometimes an Offering. I think there's a lot of cards that we could upgrade with that. And I think we're going to fight a Super Elite. Ooh, okay. So 3 Apparition in exchange for 37 max HP. The thing is, Burning Blood is kind of only good if we have enough health to take damage. But we damage ourselves a lot, so even if we fully block with Apparitions, a lot of the time we're hurting ourselves. We've got a lot of card draw. We've got Shrug It Off, Battle Trance, and Offering. So we've got really good chance of Apparition turn 1. You'll notice this is only 3, whereas at Ascension 6, it was 5. We also we only lose 5 health for this. No, we got down to 36, so we lose 6 health right now. And the rest of that health bar, we're not using at the moment. I think we take this. Alright. So this is an important time to have it. So we'll Apparition. I think Combust is good, and let's just do a bunch of damage to that one. I don't want to Battle Trance because I don't want to draw cards that I don't plan to play this turn. So Apparition is already helping us kill a Super Elite that might otherwise have wrecked our day. Keep it up, Apparition. Might be a good attack potion here. 18 is better than 16, even if I do want to exhaust all the defense. If we do 18, we can prevent this from making us vulnerable. And making us vulnerable is bad. So now we've just got 2 to deal with. Alright, we are weak. We are being attacked for 28, which is a lot. I think Armaments onto Uppercut does a lot for us. There could also be a case for Disarm, Armaments, Strike. But I think the weak is going to block more damage for us. And the extra vulnerable is good. So let's get started on this one. We'll get hit for 19 and another one from Combust. We got one more Apparition in the deck. Unfortunately we drew it at the same time as all of our defense. Draw me a card. Okay, good. We can play it with Offering, so we only take 1 from that, which is really nice. This thing is going to take 5 from combustion each turn, so it's at 17. So dealing 11 and 17 here kills it. I'd love to put vulnerable on the big one, but like I'm just trying not to die. So this thing is dead. Now we just need to deal with the last one. I guess I could have paid attention to the fact that we have Whirlwind coming up. Okay. So, we gotta exhaust this. And then we'll just strike and Whirlwind. So we take another 6. This fight's coming down to the wire. Give me a bludgeon. That's the run. That was a close one. Very close. Got it down to 12 health, got ourselves to 1, and then we get slapped. Alright, so that is our very first Ascension 21 run with Ironclad. I think I'm going to keep doing Ironclad Ascension 20 until we win, but since that was 40 minutes, I think I'll call this a video. Thanks for watching.